Broadcasting to you live from Bradford High School.
We're doing a vlog today. I'm Rebecca.
Marlissa.
Christopher.
Dylan.
And we're going to be talking about...
We're going to be talking about the Iran hostage chair today.
Alright, so he's going to convince us that it's the U.S. of a fault.
Well, it is. I was watching the movie Argo, and I started to think about the context of the Iran hostage chair, and I realized it's completely our fault. It's not Iran's fault. It's our fault. What happened in the Iran hostage chair is Iran invaded the U.S. Embassy in Iran, and then they held every United States citizen hostage. This all happened because Iran had elected Assad, which is like their president. Well, the U.S. didn't like the newly appointed leader, so they appointed their own leader so that we could keep our best interest at heart and we could keep everything that we get from Iran coming to the U.S. Well, because we did this, the new leader started abusing his power. He started to basically live a very lavish lifestyle while his people were basically suffering. They were starving. And he would fly in his food from other countries. That's how, lavish this guy was living. Well, the people decided they weren't going to take anymore. So they decided that they were going to go after the U.S.'s appointed leader and get him out and prosecute him on charges. Well, at that point, the newly appointed leader decides to run to the United States, where the United States provided him with protection. Because if we didn't provide him with protection, we would have been showing our political parties in other countries that if you work with us, we aren't going to help you in any way, shape, or form. Well, the people didn't like that, so they started protesting. They said, bring him back so we can prosecute him and on our terms. Well, the United States wouldn't do that, so Iran hostage chair.
Okay. So that...
I'm still confused, but
So
it's
wait,
okay.
was Iran the hostage chair? That wasn't with, the governor, right? Not the governor.
No, it was
when the U.S. ambassador that was over there, and they all got shot and stuff. Is that...
For some stupid...
I don't think any of the actual hostages were hurt. But during this time, if you were even thought of being an American out of the embassy, you were extremely beaten, tortured, and eventually executed.
So, the American guy who was over there was living a lavish lifestyle? Is that who we're talking about?
No. He was an Iranian.
Okay.
But the U.S. had appointed him as the leader.
Okay. So, but he wasn't American citizen or anything. But he actually lived over there, and then they appointed him. Right?
Yes. Because if they appointed him, then we could keep the power, and we could keep whatever resources we were getting from Iran coming to us.
So what was he controlling over there? What was he over?
I mean, he was just over everything. I mean, it's almost like Iran appointing our president. That's kind of the deal it would have been equivalent to.
That's kind of scary.
It is. I mean, when another country comes in and just appoints your leader.
The people of Iran, they were the one who got they did the hostaging?
Yeah, the people did.
Okay. And then, so that is our fault.
It is.
If we would have just let him gone back over there and to be prosecuted by the people.
Wait, so the Iranian people wanted to prosecute our
Appointed leader.
Iranian leader.
Yeah, he was Irani, so he was supposed to following their laws. But it was, Slim Shady, and they appointed him. So
it was like a dictatorship. Basically, he was just over them.
Kind of. I mean, but if you look at it from a political standpoint, we couldn't have sent him back. Because if we would have sent him back, then everyone would have got the feeling, why are we going to help them if they're eventually going to send us back to face...
So, I mean, then we didn't really have a choice.
From a political standpoint, we didn't. But we shouldn't have been. We shouldn't have been dictating other countries' leaders.
That's very true.
So, like, we tried to blame it on them, like saying it wasn't our fault and stuff? Or did we, like, accept it?
Well, everyone has their own point of view on it. Most will believe that it's Iran's fault
Because they took the hostages?
because they took the hostages. But if you don't understand the historical background and if you don't understand what was happening in that time period, then you can't clearly understand it. I mean, I think at the end of the day, everyone has to understand that it was a horrible time in Iran's history. I mean, Iran has been known for
Interesting stuff.
interesting stuff. Let's just say that. And it was a bad time for them. So you kind of have to understand that. I mean, every country has its ups and downs, and that was definitely one of its lower points. There you go. Yeah, the Iran hostage share.